Hello, friends, and welcome back to the new episode of r/IDontWorkHereLady. And today we have 4 more great news stories waiting for us, so sit back comfortably and let's get started with a little warm-up story. It may look like it, but I don't work here, lady. Last night around 11 p.m., I was finishing up at a critical IT/network repair job in an office building and about to walk back to my car. I decided to stop at Starbucks and grab a white chocolate mocha. Everyone knows you can't beat the white choc mocha for the ride home. Now, I definitely look like an IT guy. Lanyard hanging out of my pocket, holding a laptop and a bunch of cables, which probably explains what happened next. I joined the queue, and as I got to the front, the lady at the counter looked me up and down and exclaimed in a half-happy, half-stressed-out-of-her-mind tone, "Oh, finally someone's here. We logged this job at the terminal at 10 a.m. and haven't been able to process any transactions on it all day." She gestured to one of the 2 tills at the front counter while trying to serve people and make coffee. Now, I'm about to tell this lady, "Sorry, I don't work here," but I can clearly see that the cable that gives the system internet is practically shredded to nothing and has little to no chance of working. The credit card machine shows a no network symbol, so it's pretty obvious where the issue lies. I happen to be carrying a cable just like the one that shredded, and it's worth all of about 30 cents, so instead of telling her I don't work there, I quickly plug in both ends and everything comes back online. Simple as that. Once it showed as working, I tell her, between the surprisingly busy large stream of customers at 11 p.m., that it should be good to go. But I'm actually not the Starbucks IT guy she was looking for. She looked horrified and apologized profusely for her mistake. Luckily, it took me no more than 60 seconds and cost me practically nothing, and I got a free coffee out of it. Definitely couldn't complain about that one. Accidental IT guy. He just shows up places, fixes simple problems, and gets free stuff. And our next story. What indication did I give you that I work here? On mobile and all that. Some backstory. So our company, Best Buy, has their market training at a place about an hour or so from my store. It's at the field office, which is in between the main store and our outlet store. This was the second day of our meeting, and we were told to dress nice, but not in uniform, as there were a bunch of people from out of state that had never seen the outlet nor one of our Magnolia design centers, and they could go visit and check it out during our breaks. That way, we wouldn't get accosted by customers since we didn't actually work at that store. So 4 of us are out of uniform in the outlet store, and I've noticed this lady following us around. We're just looking at a bunch of the returns and open TVs, but she's kind of been glaring at us and stalking us for a while. Finally, she comes up to us, gets in our faces, and says, "There are 4 of you just standing around, and not one of you's willing to help me?" We all just kind of stared at her for a moment, rather dumbfounded that she thought we worked there since, if you've ever been to a Best Buy, we have a very distinct uniform. Like, it's pretty unmistakable. We ended up helping her out, but she was bitching at us the whole time about how we were performing terrible customer service until one of the other guys spoke up and said that none of us actually worked at that store, to which she replied, "Well then, why don't you get someone that does?" I don't understand what it is about people that think they have a right to treat you like trash because they think they deserve to be treated like royalty. I don't know about land contracts. I'm just a kid. Back when I was a kid, my dad sold real estate. This was the era before cell phones. He had a separate number that would ring to our home phone. It had a different ring, so you'd know it was for business. Well, on the day my baby sister was born, we got a lot of phone calls, and I must not have noticed that one of them was the business number. The guy on the other end asked for my dad, and I told him, "Sorry, he's at the hospital with my new baby sister." I'll be NK for naive kid, and he'll be G for guy. Guy. I wanted to ask about the property he had listed on Main Street. "Oh, I don't know about that. This is our house phone. You can call the office at 555-5555. My dad trained us well to give out the main office number. "Well, I just have a couple of quick questions." I'm his daughter, and he's not here. We just had a baby." "That's nice. Can you tell me if they'll take a land contract?" I don't know." "How long has this been on the market?" Do you know if this is zoned for business?" I don't know." "Are there any buildings on this lot?" I don't know." "Do you know how long it is?" Now I get excited because this I knew. She's 19 and a half inches. I honestly thought he was asking about the baby, like every other phone call I'd answered that day. There was silence. Then he burst out laughing. Yeah, I guess I'll call the main office number. Yeah, good idea. Back at the time, I was super embarrassed that I answered the length question with the baby's length, but now that I think back on it, I don't feel so bad. I was obviously a kid. I had a kid's voice. I gave him the office number. What made him think I knew anything about my father's listings is beyond me. I'm not here, so you are late. So I'm an IT engineer at second line. This means I do not take the phone or do basic support and get a request to install a new laptop. Weird, as normally this is done by local support for a new manager. I think it was a new regional manager, but not sure. I've installed the necessary software and provided the necessary groups in Active Directory, a software that controls policies, rights, and settings in the company. I inform her that the laptop is ready and try to discuss when to deliver it. We deliver the IT equipment if it's not in the same building. Conversation goes like this. RM is regional manager, me is me. Me. Good morning, RM name. The requested laptop's ready for use. When would it be possible to deliver this? Finally, it's ready. I have time at 11 o'clock today. No problem. Can you tell me what floor you work on in insert location? It's not yet listed on your company account info. 3rd floor. Okay, I'll contact you when I arrive. He hangs up the phone. So skip to 10:45 a.m. I arrive at the location and contact her on the cell number. However, no answer. So I go to the 3rd floor, to their office. I asked a colleague where they worked and knocked on the door. No answer. I'm 15 minutes early, so I wait in the lounge area, which has a view to her office, and wait 15 minutes. She doesn't return to her office, and I knock again on her door. No answer. So I call her cell again. No answer. I then ask her colleague where she would be or if she had a meeting planned. Luckily, she had access to the RM's calendar, but no meetings were planned, so I waited another 15 minutes and called several times without a response. As I did have other appointments, I went back to headquarters and worked on my other projects. Around 1 p.m., the RM called asking where I put the laptop. This is how the conversation went. Me. Hello with... He cuts me off. Where'd you put my laptop? Sorry, who's this? You know who it is. I'm sorry, but I don't have your number registered. I assume you're RM? Yes, where's my laptop? You were supposed to bring it at 11 a.m. I was there from 10:45 until 11:15. Called you several times and knocked on your door. However, you weren't there. Of course I wasn't. I was having a half day off in the morning. But why didn't you deliver the laptop as requested? You could have put it on my desk. I'm sorry, but you need to sign for every delivery from IT. As you were not there, I took the laptop back, but I'll pass by in about 30 minutes. It's about a 20-minute walk with the laptop. Yeah, you do that. If you're 1 minute late, I'll contact your supervisor. I'm not intimidated. Okay, see ya. Wanted to say it a half hour, but click, he hangs up. So I was a little annoyed, but I'm a reasonable guy, thinking they might not have been having the best of days or something. I don't let people run over me, but I don't get angry a lot. I leave again to go to the location and back to the 3rd floor, knock on the door again, not there. Call on the phone again, no answer. I then see the CEO in the hallway. He's not a computer guy, as he's already 58 years old at that time. I'm the one he calls in to help in meetings. He's a friendly guy. So we start talking as he was taking a break and I was waiting for RM. In comes RM. Now, I've never seen her as her profile picture is still blank, and I kept talking to the CEO in a friendly tone. So, there you are. You're late. I'm sorry. I was here exactly at the right time as requested, knocked on your door, and called you on the phone. RM looks at the CEO and says, I want this man fired ASAP. CEO, a little perplexed. And why would I do that? He doesn't want to work. He was supposed to deliver my laptop at 11 a.m., but didn't. He probably overslept and called with a bad excuse to reschedule the delivery. I told him to be here within 30 minutes. This was 45 minutes ago. Note, I talked to the CEO for about 10 minutes. He clearly cannot hold himself to agreements and is lazy. I'm sorry, what are you talking about? I couldn't believe it. The CEO then looked at the RM and says, I highly doubt that. RM, what? CEO, I've known this man for 2 years now. He's never been late or worked anything less than his best. He's the one I asked to attend my meetings, and I asked his supervisor for him to prepare your laptop. RM was a little shook. Well, but Might be, but he still didn't deliver the laptop to my office at 11 a.m. as promised, and he's now late for the second time. This is unacceptable. Perhaps he's only on time when you're the requester. Me, finding my voice back. Excuse me, RM, but I clearly stated you needed to be present at the delivery of the equipment. I proceed to explain the situation to the CEO and even let him listen to the conversations on my cell phone. I have a call recorder on my cell as I sometimes am called on the road with instructions and it's easy to replay them. The RM's eyes go wide as the CEO is listening carefully. CEO, well, it's clear to me, looking at RM, please leave the phone and tablet here, and leave the building immediately. RM is shocked and tried to reason with the CEO, saying they didn't mean anything and saying that they had 2 daughters to feed. I kind of feel bad for the daughters as this is their parent, but I feel no regret for my actions. To this day, the CEO and I are friends, and he even invited me to dinner to celebrate my promotion. I'm now the ICT project manager. People like your RM destroy the morale of businesses. So it's reassuring to hear that sometimes things do go right and the deserving get their just desserts. This is how such situations should always be conducted. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.